The history of a future Wadsworth Heritage Museum. Pictures and information that the Historical Society presently have indicate that this house was built approximately 1839 or in that era. 1877, Dr. Daniel Krantz began his practice in Wadsworth and became the first doctor to occupy the Traver House. Following Dr. Krantz in the Traver House was the second doctor, Dr. Thomas J. Ritter. In 1879, Dr. Robert L. Johnson began his practice in Wadsworth in the house. He was also a civic leader and mayor of Wadsworth between 1906 and 1910. He retired from his practice in 1950. One of his daughters followed in his footsteps. Dr. Myra Johnson lived in a house where her father practiced and also maintained her office there until her death in 1993. She was the fourth physician chronologically to occupy this now traditionally medical location. See how it works, and if they work fine, well, we'll go on from there.
We're presently in front of the Johnson's house, called the Traver Johnson House, as I explained before about Mr. Travers. And this has been a great undertaking, and there have been certain people who have come out here and done scraping. We hired a man to do work above the level of the top of the windows and up. He also has been replacing some of the wood, such as that around the porch there, pieces like the one between the windows, and I think there's more on the other side. And one of the people who's been very hard working at this has been Lloyd Yoder. And Lloyd, come on over. Tell them a little bit about what you've been doing.
Well, it's been a very tough job because there was 20 coats of paint on the house, and it was very thick and hard to remove. It has started to peel and crack pretty bad, but even then, the stuff that wasn't peeling, wasn't cracked, was very tough to remove. The only way we could get it off was with heat. We had a couple of devices. One I had, which was an electrical device, and Larry Priebus, who's the architectural restorer that we hired, he has another device that works on it with propane torch. And we heat the painted section up until the paint bubbles, and then scrape it off. And we've literally taken, I would guess, hundreds of pounds of paint off the house, and then of course it had to be sanded afterwards. Restoration has been tough work. We haven't had very many volunteers, I hate to say. It's been mostly the same 4 or 5 people. And we're just about to the point where we can paint. And we're going to have a professional painter paint it. But we're running out of time. The limit we have right now is they can't paint if it's going to get down into the 40-degree range in the evening or night. So we're into October, and we're just praying for a nice Indian summer. And I think everyone would be very happy if we did have that Indian summer so we can do the painting.
We're now in the waiting room of the offices of Doctors Robert and Myra Johnson and Dr. Kranz. This room has been worked on, obviously, a number of times, but this was the original waiting room for the doctors. In the kitchen of the living quarters of the families that lived in this home. And as you can see, we have the old cupboards here. You don't see these much anymore because the styles and culture has changed. This room has been updated probably the last time in about the 1950s, so it looks pretty much like it was at that time. This is a group of volunteer Boy Scouts from Boy Scout Troop 402 in Wadsworth who are helping with the rehabilitation of the Johnson Traver house. Dining room of the living quarters of the families that lived in the house. It has been updated somewhat and as you can see, probably painted. The room that we're in now is the latest addition to the home. It was put on in the early 1920s, and it has been, as you can see, decorated just the same as the other rooms in the downstairs of the house. We're now in the library on the second floor of the Johnson Traver house. We're now in the northwest corner bedroom of the Johnson Traver house, where, as you can see, there are many volunteers working to clean the walls and get them ready for redecorating. And among them, among the volunteers, we have our mayor, Cesar Carino, this is how he spends his Saturday mornings. Mayor, would you like to turn around and...
No, you're getting my best side, Mike.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's how you want it, why, that's fine. But we're in the process of rehabbing the house. All of the people you see here, with the exception of the young men who are outside, are members of the Wadsworth Area Historical Society. In a small dressing room, which was attached to the front bedroom that we just came through. As you can see, there's a lot of work to be done here, and we have a good crew doing it. All of these people are members of the Historical Society. Now in the southwest bedroom of the second floor of the Johnson Traver house, and as you can see, this bedroom had a little fireplace built into it to help keep the upstairs warm during the cold winter months. We also have what appears to be some handmade woodwork around the door frames. This is very unusual woodwork because it's much different than normal woodwork for the time of the time that the house was being built.
Now, she said she could very easily take this, come across here, come right across here and end up over here. And make it a whole scene, so as they walk in, they can look and see water all the way across.
Sounds like a good idea, so.
Or, yeah, that's too small. So I think this would be,
Well,
do you want to look at the other wall still just to be sure?
In the dining area?
Okay, sure.
Take a look.
And you would be able to put in each section of water in there and come around the edges of the, well, that's what I feel when I walk through the floor. But I think the other wall is really, if you, with your light hand, well, you have two lights off.
These are really wonderful stencils.
She's just doing a beautiful job.
I may have to get a new brush. I about wrecked this one. The only one I've got. And that's all. Over there? I don't think so.
The top or?
Yeah, the top is gonna get it also.
Good. Great. As soon as we get the carpeting down and
As soon as we find somebody who will do it.
And I thought if we need an address,
But I don't think we should use the box number in case there's something has to be turned around pretty quick. Because I don't like to ever, I only go down there like once a week or so.
Solid rock.
You're not moving it.
okay.
Beautiful fretwork. Isn't it just beautiful? It's a grand piano, it's not a finish.
There we go. Okay, now, up an hour.